In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is our divine reminder, warner, serving and reciters in our midst. I'd like to greet you. I'd like to greet or welcome the viewers to another episode of the Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man, a podcast of brothers that desires nothing more than to present positive content as to what a striving man of God should be. For we all are family men who love our children. We all are businessmen. We all are youth mentors. And we all work hard in our communities to make it a decent and safe place to live. When putting this podcast together, we decided to govern our actions by 3 rules. 1 was to put God first in all that we do. 2 was to present content to podcasts that can make you a better you. And 3 was to show brotherhood and unity amongst men that you could be proud of. My name is Brother Warithdeenmohammed. I'll be your host and moderator for the night. I am that brother very interested in the root of things, the beginning of things, motivations and inspirations. And so I hope you enjoyed those lines of questioning. I'm going to get into the other host of the Jock Brothers. I want to introduce you to that is an honorary member of the Jock Brothers. He's been on our show many times. Brother has a podcast of his own, DJ Rockwell, and he is a brother I can always go to for some counsel, for a kind word, hard working, hard charging soldier in the ranks of the Nation of Islam. My brother Muhammad.
Alhamdulillah. Salam alaikum. It's always an honor and a privilege to be at the desk with my brothers and to be called an honorary member of the Jock Brothers. Salute to you, Brother Kawi. Salute to Brother Jackie. Salute to my big brother Ahmed, who could not be here with us tonight, but I understand may or may not be on tonight. And it's an honor to be here. As brother mentioned, I am the host of the Rockwell Radio Show. It airs weekly on Saturdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Look us up under the show title, The Rockwell Radio Show. We cover the connection of hip hop and the teachings of the Honorable Elijahmuhammad and the connection between those two factors. We provide a support system for artists in the Nation of Islam and positive artists outside of the Nation of Islam. And man, we have a ball and we laugh, brother. Right, this weekend, this weekend's subject is going to be a powerful one. It's going to be called "What Does It Mean to Be an FOI?" So that's this Saturday at 7:30 at 7 p.m. Pardon me.
Praise be to Allah. Also, as you know, our brother Ahmed, who he just mentioned, is running a little late. He should be here in the next 5 minutes. He is the producer of the show. He is from New York City, so he has acquaintances with our guest tonight, and we're looking forward to seeing him. But we do have our other hostess on our show tonight, born and raised in Orlando, Florida. Brother held many distinguished positions in the Nation of Islam. Brother is a absolute top soldier. He brings a wonderful attitude to each one of our meetings and our shows. We can't do this without this brother, very, very talented, creative brother, my brother, Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on, Jock Nation. Before we get started, I need to check with the accountant to see did we get that check from Rockwell? I mean, they advertised during our show, man. We need to make sure we get that check. But Jock Nation, you know it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday at 7. It's time. It's time. Let us make man. We got a powerful show for you tonight. So definitely, if you have any questions, get your questions in, and we'll do our best to get them answered. But look, we are still driving. We're still on our initiative, our prison initiative. We're asking you to donate. Donate for our brothers and sisters so that we can get the #1 newspaper, the final call newspaper, behind the bars, behind the belly of the beast, get our brothers and sisters the knowledge that they need
to
come home with to be a new and better person.
Come on
So
now.
look, we're asking you, Jock Nation, give towards that initiative. You see our Cash App, Jock Bros. Make sure you put in the notes that you want to donate towards the prison initiative. The prison initiative. Definitely, we want to thank those who have given before, and we want to thank those who have given us names to donate to. We definitely are making our word bond. So we're asking you to continue. Those of you who are watching us on Facebook or YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share. We definitely want to get this information out. This is imperative information. It could and would save your life. So definitely we're asking you once again and thanking you for tuning in to Jock Brothers Presents Let Us Make Man. Thank you, Jock Nation. Back to you, Kawi.
Yes, sir. So let's get to work. As you can see, we currently do not have our Grand Master and Chris Muhammad on the show. They are striving to get on as we speak. So I'm gonna say my introductions for the title of the show just a little later. But as you know, we're having a show on the X-Men that was in New York City during this period of time in which they did some of the bravest things you will probably ever hear in your life. And we want to honor brothers that served in that capacity for the Nation of Islam to give us the reputation that we have. And they, of course, performed with a great lot of honor and doing the job that they did. But right now, this is National Training Month. This is the 27th anniversary of our national training that's headed up by our Grand Master, our student Supreme Captain, Brother Aziz-Muhammad. This is, in my opinion, one of the more important trainings that we will have in recent history in lieu of the times that we are in. We will be having a discussion with one of his top assistants, Brother Kevin Muhammad. But before we get started, I want to put on a short video to give you just a little taste of what that national training will be like. Here we go.
Body and soul, and get ready for the International Training Conference and Seminar featuring Grandmaster Anthonymuhammad, now known as Grandmaster Aziz-Muhammad. Nation of Islam's Department of Defense is celebrating its 27th anniversary. Friday, July 29th, dignitary protection, as well as security training procedure workshops, a special youth development workshop for children of all ages. Saturday, July 30th, self-defense workshop for the whole family, and a special women's-only martial arts seminar. Can't forget the awards banquet and the concert featuring Golden Child.
I don't instigate no beef. I'm pushing peace. There's too much pain and too much blood to just say squash the beef.
And the young god herself, the one and only Heck of a Mecca.
Oh my God. Look in the mirror, tell me what you see. Do you really see a hoe? Society calls you bitch, but you are not a dog. It's the other way around, baby girl. You are a god.
Danielle Lee. And from the movie Backstage, freestyler with Jay-Z and DMX, Hashim Hakeem.
We leaving the way we came. Assalamualaikum.
And Sunday, the moment we've all been waiting for, the Scimitar Tournament. All this is going down in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, July 29th through the 31st, live at the Wisconsin Center. For more information, log on to www.thevskjujitsu.com. That's www.thevskjujitsu.com. Are you for show or go?
Do it. Just do it.
Be there.
Praise be to Allah. With no further ado, I would like to introduce you to one of the top assistants in the Nation of Islam under our Assistant Supreme Captain, our brother, Kevin Muhammad. How you doing?
Beautiful, my brothers. Assalamualaikum to you all.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
You know, open the statements, brother.
Brother, I just first and foremost, as we all know, I'm grateful to Allah who appeared in the person of Master Fardmuhammad. For just saving our lives and of course, for raising up amongst us the most honorable Elijahmuhammad. And of course, we would all be lost. Many of us wouldn't even know our names, let alone who those men are, if it were not for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And of course, I got to give a shout out to my teacher, as you spoke of, the Student Assistant Supreme Captain, as we know him as GM Grandmaster Azziz Muhammad. You all are in for a treat today. And then, of course, the national training. If you have not registered yet, you want to get on. So I'm excited. Pardon me, brothers. I'm really fired up about this show.
Oh, but look here, look who popped up. We got our assistant national supreme captain no line. Assalamu alaikum, top soldier.
Hey, walaikum salam, top soldier. How are you?
I am fine by Allah's grace, brother. We did it like that because I didn't see you and your brother on. So we're gonna talk about the national training a little bit first, and then as soon as your brother get on, we'll get into the X-Men. How about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yes, sir. So, brother Kevin, brother, Grandmaster will say Grandmaster. So, what are we getting this year that we haven't gotten in previous years with our national training?
Well, that's a very interesting question. But you know, when we are in drill, you know, when we're in our formation to drill, every time we come into class, one could say, well, what am I getting this time that I didn't get last time when we drilled?
Come on, man.
Drill is the continuation, or it's the it incorporates a continuum of doing something over and over and over again. Because, you know, every time you go and you read the Quran, would you read the Quran and believe that you got everything? There's so much that go on in the National Training Conference that you're not able to capture everything. So we continue and we twist it a little bit and we reform it a little bit and we bring others in to participate in the training. So, you know, if you came 26 times, your 27th time will be enjoyed.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
Now, okay, go ahead, brother Jackie.
I don't have nothing.
Oh, yes, sir. So, brother Grandmaster. So the time is unlike year 1 or year 10 of the training. It's a time where we actually are expecting the departure of the minister. It's a time where we have been told it's about to be a very dark hour. And with that being said, sir, again, can you give us some of the highlights or some of the different classes that you'll be having during this national training that could prepare us for what we don't know? You know, we really don't know what the dark hour look like, but some of the training that that we about to get that can prepare us for this.
And I'm glad that you asked it in that way, because that is the focus. If you're a believer, you want to be prepared. You want to do the things that's necessary that will buttress you in this time that we're in. My assistant in this, Brother Calvin, I'm sure he has the list of things right in front of him, and I would like for him to just let's run down some of that, Brother Calvin.
Yes, sir. We absolutely can. You know, and I have to say, Grandmaster, and to all of us who are listening, as you were speaking about what to expect. You know, it's similar to when Noah was teaching about the flood, and we're taught that he taught about that for hundreds of years, but people didn't pay him any attention.
Yes, sir.
But when those storm clouds started coming around,
yes,
they wondered what's going on. So this year, what we have is, as the Grandmaster was talking, we have classes and workshops that fit this particular time. Everything that we've been through and what we're still going through with the pandemic, we have workshops that are dealing with health, wellness, focusing on how to eat to live. When you read the news and you see what's going on, particularly with the mental health of, in particular, our people, we don't know how to handle, the trauma that we've been through. So we have workshops that are specifically on how to address the mental health issues that are happening. We know that the homicide rate is getting out of control. And not only is it getting out of control, it makes no sense whatsoever. And as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us going into 10-10-15, that he wanted conflict resolution centers all over, where we have some of the nation's best that are going to be presenting on conflict resolution along with community engagement. Because if the people don't know about it, it won't make any sense.
That's right.
Coming out of How to Eat to Live, we know that we have to try to eat the best of foods that are available to us. And with the market the way that it is, even the best of foods that you can buy in the supermarkets are not really that good for you.
That's right.
And so we got workshops on agriculture and how to grow your own food to sustain yourself.
Come on.
And it doesn't take one or two headlines in the media to look up and you see what's going on with the mass shootings that are taking place all across the country. And so we have workshops on how to secure our houses of worship that can be applied to any facility. And the list continues to go on and on. We got special workshops for the sisters. We have something, I've been involved with the national training since I was a teenager. And so we have a specific workshops dealing with our youth and how they can actually handle and tackle the pressures that this world will give on them. And so it goes on and on and on, all of the aspects. I didn't even mention martial arts yet, because that's what people know the national training for. But we have that as well. We have workshops on extraction. We have workshops on the basics that we should know in the Nation of Islam. Our captains will receive information. Our lieutenants will receive information. Our investigators will receive information. Our sisters will receive information. So the list goes on. And to make it simple, any need pretty much that we would have, there's going to be a topic that leads to address that need in this year's national training.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, look, so I have a bit of a fun question, Brother Grandmaster. Now, in this training video we just showed, the infomercial, I saw you do a move that kind of like puzzled me. Somebody had a gun in your head and you made a move to take it. Now, I have seen some Facebook commercials where people was giving those and try to give demonstrations on how to take weapons, and when they made their move, they was instantly in heaven. Now,
I love that meme. I love that.
You know, okay, so it's a fun question, but it could, you might throw something at me though. I want you to know that is that a training that you usually give at your training sections? If so, and why?
Okay, I love it. I love the question. In truth, I love all questions. It always gives me an opportunity to reach into the mind of God and by his permission and get something that can help us. So when we're talking about guns and whatnot, there's another portion of what we're going to be teaching, which is active shooter. They have changed the title from active shooter to it's another title, because it's not just a shooter. It could be someone coming in with a knife or whatever. So they've made an adjustment to the terminology. But, so when someone comes in and they are shooting, or they're coming to put you in a position to one, there was a situation where one of the shooters, they came in and they're just shooting. First of all, the cowardice of that process is that they're coming in with a gun to kill someone, not to battle with anyone. They're not expecting a battle. They're expecting the lambs to be slaughtered. So what we do is we practice on these kinds of things, because when you see a gun, you automatically in your mind, if you have not been working with them, you in your mind believe that it is greater than you. So you submit, you freeze. You understand? So we are demonstrating and showing and teaching, no, you don't have to freeze. In fact, you cannot freeze if you want to stay alive. You must act and not react to a situation. And we are also going to be talking about the spirit and the mind that you have to have. You know, when we call on Allah, we're not calling on a spook God.
Come on.
When we call on Allah, we're calling on the forces that Allah produces for us, that is already there for us. So there's much that, you know, I can give you for that. But yes, we are going to be teaching that, and we're not anticipating that they're going to go to hell.
you know, in your answer, brother Captain, Assalamualaikum, sir. But in your answer, you know, and it goes back to Brother Kawi's first question, you know, and how you answer, you know, is drill. We must continue to be do the same thing until we, even if you master it, continue to do it. And you just said to us, if we have not been working with a gun, so when you see it, you know, you might freeze up, and that's a very, very good point, Brother Captain. And I'm thank you for saying it how you said it. Thank you for answering just like you did, sir. Thank you.
And let me say that if you would, I'd like to say, you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I would like to say even someone who is a master does not truly master everything.
Come on now.
I'm called Grandmaster, but I am so small and insignificant when you bring up a man like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan next to me. You see, so although I can't gain any more rank in terms of stripes or something on my belt, I can't gain any more of those, but I can always gain knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So anyway, no one has mastered anything completely, and we can only say that we have gotten to the level of mastery when our life ends, because that's as far as we can go.
Absolutely.
Brothers, can I jump in with a question?
Absolutely. Of course. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
First of all, I want to greet the guests in the greeting words of peace. Assalamualaikum, brothers.
Wa alaikum salam.
Such an honor to be here with you all. I too am here as a guest host, Brother GM. But I wanted to ask, and firstly, just confess, I have not made all 27 of the training seminars. So I'd like to ask you all to take us back to year number 1. What was the atmosphere or the climate of the nation that produced training seminar number 1?
Before you answer, can I get in there? I don't want to be rude. We got a top soldier right here that logged in. We haven't even acknowledged his brother. We got a brother, Chris Muhammad, that just tuned in with us. Another brother that has put in much work in the development of our people. I don't want to be any more disrespectful than what I have. How you doing, top soldier, brother Chris Muhammad?
Oh, thank you, brother, for inviting me to the show. And I'm sorry that I was a little tardy with the computer getting in, but I'm learning and I'm still learning. You can only master a few things at a time.
We were talking about mastering.
All the brothers here, you know, and I'm glad to be here. And if I may, with the gun situation, just have a comment on that.
Go ahead.
Because you know, we watch all these movies, you know, Spartan, and we watch these warriors, and we see them, and they do a good acting job, right?
Come on now.
But you feel the spirit of their acting through the screen, and it motivates you. It gives you like power, like yeah, right?
Yes,
right. Sir. Well, they actually they read the history of these people that they're playing, and these people were like that. So, you know, in order to become a warrior, you have to be made into a warrior by a warrior, right?
Come on.
Grandmaster Azziz is a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
The most honorable Elijahmuhammad is a supreme warrior, and Minister Louis Farrakhan is the extension of him, warriors, and all that was made was warriors. To this day, you're still talking about what the warriors did in the nation in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s and the 60s against tremendous odds.
Yes, sir.
So when you have that training and you practice it, then you call on Allah, who gives you the power to bring it forth. You don't care about that stuff. You do what you have to do. It's better to have a plan than to have no plan at all. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the national training does. It gives you confidence. It gives you something. Because when you have nothing, you lay down and die. You're going to die anyway, so why not die like a warrior?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
That's a beautiful spirit, brother.
I don't know how to back that up. I'm sorry for that's the question again, brother Rock.
And I definitely want to include brother Chris in my question. I wanted to know what produced year one, what produced the idea for National Training Conference, and what was going on in the nation at that time to say, you know what, the men need this.
Brother Calvin, can you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't know.
I'm so used to, being in the dojo. I was looking at Professor Chris because I didn't want to jump in front of him.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yes, sir. But if I may, I heard the GM speak of an interaction with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as early as 1988 about wanting him to help to train the brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam as a national trainer. Now, of course, we go to 1995 when we had the Million Man March, and that is the first time that I actually met Grandmaster. It was actually in Washington, D.C. And I don't know if you recall, but there was some semblance of a unit that was assembled there in Washington, D.C. It was an emergency response unit. And I remember being in a couple of workshops because he compiled martial artists, people who had boxing, people who had familiarity with law enforcement and all of these things. And he had pulled everybody together. And there was some mention of making sure that there was an ongoing training. And you asked what was, what gave birth to it. And if you were around in that time in the Nation of Islam or earlier, you knew that your training, and it wasn't a bad thing, but whatever level of training you got to be a soldier, to deal with self-defense, to check procedures, to holding posts, it was capped by the experience level that you had in your mosque. And so to whatever that degree of experience was in your mosque, that was a degree of training that you got. For some people that was good, for some people that might not have been as good. And so you asked what gave birth to that. It was to have some type of standard of effective training all across the Nation of Islam. If you would go to New York, or you would go to Los Angeles, or you would go to Atlanta, you would get 3 different check procedures. Right. Or if you were told to assume a particular post, you noticed your relief was different from there. The extraction unit came about into how you remove somebody in a disruptive situation. Some people may have been smooth at it. Some people may have been disruptive themselves. But it was a hope to consolidate the training that the Nation of Islam got and tie it to our principles, tie it to our belief, tie it to and root it to the God that we all serve.
Very good.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Great answer.
Okay.
Brothers, do either of you, the GM, Brother Chris, would you like to expand or add to?
Yes.
Well,
yes, sir.
The author, Brother GM, is the one who put it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, let me say first, it started with the minister. It started with the minister saying to me that he wanted me to be the national trainer, and he wanted me to move to New York, and which at that time I wasn't prepared financially to actually make the move at that time. And this will probably come in the next portion of the show, which deals with X-Men security, where I, wanted to make this happen, and I didn't want to burden the nation with, I had a family. I had, my children, I had my wife, and I, of course, myself, and I didn't want all of that to be a burden. So while not having an avenue, I then went into doing something, which was the security company that we kicked off and so forth. So I'll hold that part. But in doing that, I got to Chicago. I came to Chicago and, bought my home and began to move. So immediately I wanted to do something based on what I was given as a responsibility. Did I get a playbook? No, of course not. You're given an instruction. You've given a particular, so you now got to go to work to make out, make it, whatever you make it, by Allah's permission. And that I came to Chicago in '95, just before the Million Man March. And then '96 is when we first got kicked off, or we first kicked off the training. Now, I'm already a martial artist. I'm already, active in that. And I was going to bring my teacher, Dr. Moses Powell, and my teacher, Soke Lil John Davis, into Chicago. So I wanted to get the believers to participate in it. I wanted them to get some of this training that I had. And in that, I said, well, let's bring together a training component of some of the other aspects of training, security training that our nation needs, checkposts and so forth. Let's pull that together. And, everyone is not going to come from martial arts. Right. So I said, let's bring them for this other training and give them martial arts as a part of the whole picture. And that's how it started. It was only men at the time. And I don't know, Brother Calvin, did we have about 20? Was it 18, 22 men, something like that came from?
Yes, I have a picture of it. I think we were in front of the Pioneer Building. I think it was about 17 or 18. In
that's picture. Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so that was what we started with. I realized that in a couple of years, I said, we can't just keep doing this male thing. We have to involve the sisters. I don't want to restrict them, because some were asking me, why were we not able to come? And then we opened it up for the sisters, and there were, I don't know, maybe 4, 5 or so sisters. My wife would be able to remember that aspect, and it's just continued, year after year. But the biggest thing that helped me was the minister himself coming. He came. Right. Then he came again, and he came, and there's nobody that has done more than the minister.
Right.
That's right. But I have to give a great light and talk to Brother Mustafa Farrakhan, the supreme captain of the Nation of Islam. He always supported this activity. He always supported it. And he's also a part. You may not know, but I tell you, you better not sleep, the supreme captain.
That's right.
But he goes back to our childhood in his battling or training and whatnot in the martial arts and so forth. So that's how it got started. And I was not removed or relieved as the national trainer, so why would I stop? And we continued, and Allah blessed us to get down the line. Here now, 27 episode 27.
Episode 27.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So look, so fellas, we about to go into the celebration and honoring of the X-Men. We actually had to flip the show around, but due to some technical difficulties. But we here now. We ready now. Oh, wow, Captain. Where did he go? I want him. I've been working on it. I want him to hear this. Where is he at? All right.
Back, you know.
I got his top soldiers here. So let me just get to it, because we really want to cover the X-Men and its in the great works it did in our community. So, so again, during the 80s and 90s, super groups seemed to appear out of nowhere. They really did. One of the more popular and famous super groups was the Dopebusters out of Washington, D.C. that was headed by our then Supreme Captain and current Regional Minister Abdul Sharif Muhammad. But
yes,
groups
sir.
popped up all over the place. We had a group pop up in Atlanta headed by the regional captain of that time, Brother Curtis. And of course, we had a super group that popped up in New York City. They called the X-Men. These men did remarkable work. They went into projects unarmed and cleaned those places up. I was talking to Brother Captain earlier today, and he was saying to me that when they started to take over these buildings had 30% vacancies. But by the time the X-Men got to working through that building in and out, they had 2-month waiting list to live there. They did more than that. They secured many celebrities. They had their hand all over the MalcolmX movie as security and as mentors for some of the content in this movie. It was just certain language they just wouldn't let that Spike Lee put out there. It just wasn't respectful. It just wasn't respectful to the Nation of Islam and what we was trying to do at that time. Man, look, with no further ado, man, I'd like to give big honors out to not only these brothers on the panel today, but everybody that worked with you to give us the good name that we have. I'm talking about the X-Men. And we got Professor. Man, I don't want to disrespect you. Brother Jack ain't let
okay,
me.
brother.
Brother Jack ain't let me. Professor Chris Muhammad. With a drop, brother, round of applause, man, please, man. Let's honor these brothers. Round of applause, man.
Praise be to Allah.
Brother Brian, right?
Well, that's my old,
That's the old. Okay.
That's the old,
Well, out with the old and in with the new.
That's
Go
right.
Go ahead. That's right.
I'm for the new. But I want to just also, if I was, a little engaged in the last thing that I said, I didn't mean to come off like a rocket was in my pocket.
Now we need to be engaged, brother. Let's come on now.
It's rock and roll time.
Come on, man.
But I'm really serious about that.
Yes, sir.
I was raised in Brooklyn and in Brownsville. I mean, the geographics don't make you actually a warrior. You have to have met a warrior to become one.
Come on.
And or you had to overcome a battle that was something incredible, or you could have lost your life. That's on the road there. And some of us have that. But when you came into the nation, and I know the X-Men, I'm still there. But when you came into the nation, right, I came in, I was 7 years old. So that was my first introduction really into martial arts and fighting like that. Because every member that joined the nation had to learn how to fight.
Come on now.
Because of the time period that we were living in, see?
Right.
Attacks. So I'm just saying that, when we're together and we're in the same spirit, we can conquer things that we don't even imagine we can conquer.
Come on.
You have to have that feeling and drive to walk right into death and say, so what?
Come on. Come on.
Just like that.
Right.
You understand? And not making you no big bad person, but when God is with you, who can be against you?
That's right.
So X-Men Security, right? Which is a company that my brother started. And I want to say out the gate to those who didn't know that GM was my brother. And he's your brother too.
That's right.
But I want to say that I thank Allah for a brother like that to come up with. You understand?
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Because he's a genuine person. I need work, you know, but he got it together. You understand?
Come on, man.
So he wanted to start a company. He's always been into business. I've been on the corner selling socks with him, selling headbands, whatever, you know, trying to make some money and trying to survive back in the days. And he's always wanted to help people, as my whole family is that same way. So with X-Men, he wanted to start a company that was an elite company, you know, top of the line company to his employees. So when people were making $4 an hour or $5 an hour, when he started the company, he was paying them somewheres up $10 to $15 an hour. Almost. It all depends on what they were doing, but the minimum wage, and he can tell you the exact, not sure, but it was above the minimum that people were paying. That's number one. And then my other brother who we lost, his name was Wayne.
Yes, sir.
And Wayne stood 4'11", but when you looked at him, you saw 6'12".
That's right.
Come on, fearless.
That's right.
Those who knew him understand what I'm saying.
That's right.
And you heard of Captain Shaw, right?
Yes, sir.
Everybody heard of him. Well, Wayne, as a youngster, was really tight with him. Yes. And I mean, he had permission to be with the big fellas. Right. So he did some stuff that I've yet to experience. So he was running the organization of the men and keeping them together. So the first and our major accomplishment with the drug scene was in Coney Island. And the projects are escaping my mind right now, but it's Coney Island in that area. And there was killings and muggings, and people were afraid to come out their door to go to the store. But once we got there and we got the contract, see, nothing happens in a neighborhood where nobody knows what's happening.
Come on,
it's just that you don't know who to ask.
Come on, man.
Or should I say, you don't know who to, put in a van and have a conversation with. But the thing is, but not in any threatening way, but just, saying that these are our people, these are your people. These are your mothers, these are your brothers, though you don't believe that. And this will not be tolerated. Well, words with people don't always hit the mark, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's when the lions come out and say what they got to say.
Come on, let them lions speak.
When the lions roar, you're going to hear them for miles. As a matter of fact, you ever heard a lion roar? I heard them in person.
Yes, sir.
Kind of like shake your body, right? Your bones, right?
Come on, man.
And that's us. So we put in that work there, cleaned it up. There is also a clip on Like It Is that I have. I'm making it digital because when they plotted against us to, close the company, but the community wanted us to stay there. What the enemy did was he got one of his paid people on the board, and he became the president of the board, and so that's how they got us out of there like that, voted out.
Oh, wow.
So that's how the enemy works. But X-Men, our biggest accomplishment was the Malcolm X movie. The Malcolm X movie was, first of all, before we got there, they weren't really gonna shoot. They couldn't shoot because there was a lot of animosity against Spike about doing the movie in the first place in the community. And there were brothers. I mean, soldiers are still soldiers, brother. And when you're going to talk about the messenger or like that in a bad light, as he planned to do,
teach.
Well, you're gonna meet the repercussions of that from people that you don't even know is standing somewhere.
Right.
And that's what was the climate of that. And so we as children, we know some of the old Muslims that were there. They knew us as children.
Right, right.
So when they heard that we were working on the movie, then, you know, it started to cool off for them. But still, the way that Spike was going to do the movie, his script,
right.
I mean, it was like absolutely, like the minister said.
Well, give me an example. Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Really? I never heard that before.
Oh, well, I guess the mic is open and I didn't drop it. But, you know, I got Dr. Powell in me too. So, yeah. But the thing is that, yeah, this is what was going on. The thing is that, you know, when you study the history of Malcolm and all of this stuff here, there was really things he was saying that was really off the wall.
Yes, sir.
You know, he was really saying some things. He had absolutely, in the end, turned and he had, you know, he had become bitter. But with Denzel, and we got to talk to him and things, he, you know, because we suggested that some of the language that was used would not be proper to be using it in this day and time about that, because you definitely going to cause harm to yourself. And we told him that there's people around here that's going to do something to you. You understand? to do that. I mean, straight up.
Yes, sir.
And but Denzel, and it was Allah's blessings and Allah, because we never left Allah for no money.
That's right.
Matter of fact,
come on.
Money that my brother could have gotten and X-Men could have gotten should have been $1 million or two more. But we were doing things because of the love, and we wanted this to be done right.
That's right.
That's right.
And not defile the messenger and put down, you know, the believers like that, and make that climate of hate, bring it back like that, which the enemy wanted to do. So we had Denzel and all the top actors in a study group.
That makes sense now. Now it makes sense. Now, come on. Now it makes sense why he did so well. Okay, come on now.
Let me say something, Chris.
Yes.
Let me say this, that you know how that started is that I was approached and they asked me initially. They said, "Could you teach the actors how to be like Muslims?" And I told them, "No, sir, I can't." I said, "I can't teach them how to act like a Muslim. What we will do is teach them what Islam is."
Come on now.
And they can make a decision on that. So when we say when my brother says that we had study group, no, we're serious about that. We were teaching them Islam. My brother Wayne was intimately in speaking and teaching, and I was operating as a like a captain with them, and my brother Chris. We were all involved in their development. There was a brother that was there who was a child of a Muslim who was one of Malcolm's followers. So he actually was hating on the minister and the nation. But through the training, and I had been in touch with him. In fact, I got to reach out and give him a call. But through the years after that, you know, he began to, listen, he was believing in Masterfardmuhammad.
That's right. Come on.
And man, he's a beautiful brother, hardcore soldier, been an actor for some time, and you see him in a lot of different shows. But the point is, you know, we brought them into training where they may have thought, okay, well, look, whatever they get, if they can learn how to be, that's fine. But see, they were being taught. We took them out. We took them out into Fort Greene projects to sell the Final Call newspaper.
Oh, man. Come on, Cap.
Wasn't that dangerous?
Come on, Keith.
Actors and stuff?
Oh, of course it's dangerous, but it's dangerous for the FOI.
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
See, but they are only, see the difference. See, what we did with them is while we had them, we were teaching them, and in the beginning, they didn't, you know, some of them didn't care either way around. They wanted the job that they had was an actor with Spike Lee. Okay, but as they began to understand Islam, then see, it's like us as well. See, we don't remember always how we came in. See, we came in thinking one way. Everything was so beautiful. Everything was so it affected our spirit and heart, and we would do everything and anything.
That's right.
For our nation. See, right. So what happens is when you start being there, and you hear some brothers after they've been around say, been there, done that. You know, now I don't want to sell a Final Call newspaper. I did that when I was a young soldier. I did that.
Come on, Cap.
See what that is that they've lost or losing touch with what made them strong.
Come on.
See, whatever made you strong should keep you strong.
Right.
When I came to the dojo and what made me strong was being aggressive in my training, that I was putting all of my energy into training, and it made me good. See, but then you become master, and now you slow up.
Come on,
you ease up. I used to do that. I don't need to do that anymore. And this is how we get sometimes. So what happened with them is that they came from being a Negro, you understand? And then when we gave them Islam, introduced Islam to them, they began to believe in the teachings. And they were saying, everybody, this is no problem. I mean, why do you all, you say that there may be some problem in selling these papers? And so it was when we gave them the first set of Final Call newspaper, they believed that they were going to sell everything. No, but we gave them an understanding. No, listen, there are those who don't believe like you believe now. Yeah, you believe that everybody should take this. But I'm telling you, you're going to face this and you're going to face that. But I'm going to see. I said, we're going to see who's the best of all of you. Okay?
Right. Who's
the best of all of you? And we're going to give the papers out evenly, and we'll see who comes back with what number of papers. And, you know, gave them the cost of the paper, and they went into Fort Greene projects. Now, I had security that wasn't doing no selling. And of course, myself, I was doing the same thing. I'm watching them. So we had to go on to the different floors, you know, and observe them so that nothing would jump off, because, you know, it's something. And let me tell you, our people don't really look at you. See, you got a Final Call. They think you just like everybody else.
They didn't even know who they was.
They didn't know. They didn't know. So they buying the paper.
Wow.
They doing all of that. And I tell you what, this was the beautiful part. Once we got to the last part, and everybody's going on now. You know who was the last two out there was the brother. If you've seen the film, you remember the young brother who was excited to see Malcolm in the restaurant.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Don't give up so easy.
He was geeked, man. He believed, man.
Yes,
and he but the other one was, do you remember Roger?
Yes, sir.
It was him. Now you know he had already become a Muslim now in the Orthodox, but he and both of them. So what happens is, man, I couldn't get my brother, and I'm so sorry that I don't have his Muslim name to call him his Muslim name, but he was banging them papers and he's trying to get off the last of his papers. I'm saying, no, we got to go in. It's getting dark. We got to get across the street. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you had him and the young brother. The young brother went across, and I had my brother from what's happening. And he was trying to, I mean, he was serious about getting this final call off to this brother. And so I gotta wait for him. Okay, go ahead, soldier. Handle your business. He said, final call. You know, I mean, he hitting it, right?
Yes,
and then he gets to the brother was saying, no. And he's not, so he's not looking at him in his eyes. And once he got to the point and he said, all right, brother, I'll take a paper. Once he said that, he then looked up and he said, oh, you are. I said, come on, let's go. We gotta go now. And we got him across the street, and that was a blessing. But the young brother was the one who sold the most papers. He sold about in about 2 hours, hour and a half. He sold about 125 papers.
Wow!
Come on! Wow!
We sold with all of them out there. We sold about 400 papers.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
All praise due to Allah.
Incredible story.
So now the culture now on the set changed after that. It had to, the culture. But if you watch, for me, you know, when I watch Denzel now in different clips, it seems now that you said what you said, he's still affected. he is.
You know, absolutely. You know, in fact, you know, I asked him some questions because he's a beautiful brother, man. I really appreciate his spirit and whatnot. Yes, you know, beautiful brother. And there was a point when we were talking, and I asked him about what was that? He was a Buffalo Soldier.
Glory.
Yes,
so
sir.
in Glory, I asked him about that tear, you know, that he shed. And I said, was that a part of the script? He said, no, sir. He said, I felt what it was like. And that's what made that tear happen, is that he felt that. And it was so beautiful. And then during that same period, he was talking about, he said, I had done this before. He said, this is a godsend. This is a blessing to be in this movie doing Malcolm again. He said, because 10 years earlier, he did a Broadway show that was dealing with Malcolm, and he said it was terrible. And it didn't, you know, it was just terrible. So I got to say to him, if he get a chance to look on anybody that know him, you know, he did the do on this. He played the part. He was what he had to be as it related to that. And he was an emissary, or I should say he was an angel on the set, because as my brother said, he changed words that was set for him, for the actors, and for him to say. He changed things in there to make it better than it would have been if nothing had happened.
Praise be to Allah.
So that shows the power of the study
Right.
group, and it also shows the power of us sharing our culture in the Nation of Islam with our people, man.
Well
Thank
said.
you for these stories,
Well
brother.
said.
Beautiful.
Well,
Stuff.
thank y'all.
Brother Jeff, before we go forward, let's hit that commercial.
Yes, sir. All right, Jock Nation. Now, I mean, we're being fed right now. This is high spiritual meeting. Brother Christ, Richard Muhammad, it should be Chris.
It's just Christopher. You know, it's a long
Okay,
name.
Christopher. Yes, sir. But the energy that our brother is expressing, the energy, the wisdom that our brother GM is giving to us, and the insight our brother Calvin is giving to us, we're asking you to donate towards the mission of getting the final call in the prisons. We need to get our final call newspaper in the prison, and we're asking you to support that initiative.
Yes,
Please
sir.
give to the Cash App, Jock Bros. Make sure you put Prison Initiative. And if you would, go to Jock Brothers Viewers and give us some names of brothers and sisters who are locked up behind the enemy's walls that we can send that final call to. We have a contact in Chicago at the Final Call building, and she's ready to just line them up. So give us some names, brothers and sisters. We also need some donations. So if you want to give a 90-day subscription, it's only $18. You know, you want to give a 6-month subscription, it's only $36.
Come on.
$60, you can subscribe a whole year to a brother or sister behind the wall. So look, it's only a little money that we can help our brothers and sisters when they come home. We can get their mind right, because there is no rehabilitation going on in behind those walls. We get that final call newspaper with the words of the Honorable Elijahmuhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in there. Look, you never know what might happen. So definitely we want you to support, brothers and sisters, this initiative to get the final call newspaper behind the prison walls. Thank you, Brother Kawil. And also like and subscribe. Please share, but tell the brothers and sisters we got a beautiful show on tonight talking about the national training and the X-Men. So back to you, Brother Kawil.
Praise be to Allah. You spoke strong on that, Brother Jackie. Look,
brother. These brothers find me up over here, brother. You talk Islam, brother. They find me up over here, brother. That's Islam. Come on,
man. We need you to do that every week, right there, Brother Jackie. Please, Jackie, right there.
Come on with it.
Oh, man, where the cap go? Oh, where the cap? Oh,
he'll be back. You know, he's multitasking. You know,
Right.
Brother.
But I want to mention this before I forget about my other the brother Wayne, who was older than both of us.
Yes.
When you play the MalcolmX movie, he starts it off. It's his voice saying, "In the name of Allah, who came in the person of Masterfardmuhammad." Spike put him in the movie. So my brother touched Spike. He was teaching him as well.
Which one, Wayne? Which one, Wayne?
He's the one right next to Spike over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he's also in Crooklyn selling a final call.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
That's him. So he touched because you know our brothers, and I'm saying Spike, but I'm not being disrespectful because he's my brother. You know, I love Spike too. We have to. We're not all gonna agree on things.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
We're not all gonna, but we must leave on some kind of agreeable issue. We're brothers.
Absolutely.
You know? And the thing the beauty of the minister is that he has taught us this, and we need to keep this because the nation before didn't really have it like that. You understand? They didn't have the grace.
Right.
They were building the nation. They had to knock it down.
Yes, sir, brother. Pioneers, brother. Come on now.
Yeah, but the minister taught us this.
Right.
And then you see people can change. They can change their mind, but if you kill them, they can't change. You didn't kill them. So you want to save. We're saviors. So we want to save people. You know, even when you got that beating from mom or dad or whatever, you know, it's hurting them. Like, you know, I don't want to do this to you, but pow, 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 pow. You understand? Out of love, got to do it. So that's all. So that's with the Spike thing, that whole climate. I mean, he's like a different person, but Spike in his movies, he came on the scene and he was pro-black. And he was helping black people. You understand? So he was a revolutionary in himself, you know, doing what he do. But it's just like when you're new and you're young on the scene, you gotta do your history and get with somebody who has been around longer than you to give you the full scope and not just their feeling. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that plug in. My brother who is not with us today, may Allah be pleased with him.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes, sir.
he is still here because he's in different things that he has done, and he was very instrumental in it.
Okay, yes, sir. Praise. I had some. I don't know. I really want to go back to when y'all went to them projects, man. I'm very interested in that as well. I don't know your knowledge on it. Maybe Kevin can chime in on it. But look, you know, you went to some rough projects, for what I understand, with no weapons, and y'all changed the projects around like that. Now, I don't know how many men you went with. I don't know if it was, a one-day job that got you to the point where you had respect like that from those projects. I got to assume if I'm making some money out of these projects, right, and y'all coming up in there, you know, trying to get us to stop, I'm gonna have some real problems with that, because this how I'm eating. On top of that, I mean, did y'all bring so many men there that it just overwhelmed them? Now, another thing, if it's a project of that magnitude, it had a reputation more than likely. Most of these projects that I know of, they already have a reputation of being some bad projects, right? You got to have a certain type of men that go up in there with you, that's not scared to go up in there. So my question to you is, in addition to the first question, like, what was your vetting process to get the right type of men to go up in them projects with you? Because I know it had to be some of them that had a little tremble in them.
A little hesitation. Keep it real.
You want to keep it real. That's all you're trying to do.
Well, that's what we're here for, right?
And I got it. I got it. The person who can really give you the absolute story on the particulars is the brother that I just told you we lost. But of course, I can give you, I can tell you this. First of all, whenever you're going somewhere and you're going a place where they don't sell ice cream, right? Well, you can't bring ice cream people with you.
Teach.
Come on now.
Teach.
And so you know, one person in our training, let me tell you how we train. And I'm not bragging and I'm not boasting. I'm just convinced. But we train to fight multiple. Now, you know, the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and MMA fighting. I mean, it's great, nice stuff.
Come on now.
But if you got two people,
Teach professor. That's right.
Are you gonna what's the outcome of that?
Yeah,
Gracie's legend now.
Yeah, but you can't wrestle. You can't wrestle. That's ground attack. Come on,
breaking them down now.
Yeah, that's good.
So all you need is two people to defeat that one, right?
Yeah. You need two people. Come on now.
So we train in the movement, in the physiology, in the body movement, and how we move. That we're always on our mind is just more than one. So when I'm doing a technique on somebody, I'm doing it not lost in him. I'm doing it in a manner where I'm looking while I'm doing it, because the next one is going to get whatever the next thing is.
Come on now.
And so forth and so on and so on. Okay, so I said that to say that when you have a man with a heart where he can talk because he was a drug dealer, because he was in the life, because he knows what's going down, you feel him when he's talking to you. Magnify that by just 10 minutes.
Come on, right.
And you got 100. You understand? So the thing about it, you can't stop people from selling drugs. And that's not the line. The line is not, we selling you're killing your people, you should stop selling drugs. But the line is, you can't do that here. That's all. Wherever else you do it wherever else. But here the people are living, not right here, right in the front here, not, you understand? So you go somewhere else. So that's the basic principle of cleaning it up. And those that don't, you get an understanding there, because not everybody, everybody get tough when they got iron on them. You understand?
Yeah. Bad boys.
Now you're a tough guy. You got iron, you're going to beat me by it. Shoot, nobody fights. And they wasn't fighting in the 90s. They had a weapon. Mm-hmm. But some of us were licensed and we had what we had for our job to protect ourselves too. And then we have friends that have what they have. But you didn't hear that from me. You heard that from Dr. Powell.
Did you hear?
Earlier we had dopebusters on, and they was telling us about when they went into the community, the police chief at that time sent one of our brothers who was a police, I don't know if he was a captain or lieutenant, but they sent him to that project to hold back the crooked police who was the opposition of the brothers going into the community, in the dopebusters. So I'm wondering, did you all experience any that you know of? Because I don't know if you knew, but the police end up telling us what was going on. So I'm wondering, did you feel that you was encroaching in on some crooked people, who was doing work over there? Did you all experience that when you was going in with the X-Men?
Well, let me say this. This is Coney Island that we're talking about, and Ocean Towers was actually the complex name, and it was fairly a nice size complex that we had to deal with. So in terms of crooked, I'll say this: I didn't have the, I didn't communicate with anyone or find out about any particular cops that were crooked, but we already know that there are good and bad in all of these arenas. Yes. And I'll just say it like this: there was a brother who was a heavyweight in terms of his rep on the street and who he had behind him. And he had, wherever we go, we're going to teach the word of Almighty God Allah. We're going to share the word to those who are desirous of hearing it, because we got to transform people. Right. So there was one brother there that didn't live in the building, but he was one of those who was a part of the organizations out there in Coney Island. And we just got through to him, and he began to listen, and he in fact said that he was coming to the Nation of Islam. He wanted to join. And he talked to us about some officers. He didn't mention who they were. He just talked about there are some out there, and they're not, he's saying that they are doing things like you're mentioning. Yes. And so he said, but I'm coming, brothers. I'm coming, man. And he was set to come with me the next week or 2 weeks. And this brother, before they allowed him to come, the next thing we know, he's gotten shot and he died before he was able to come with us to the mosque.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was a troubling piece, you know, and it was my belief, of course, that whatever he had or he knew about, they didn't want it to go any further or whatever. And not that they did it, but, you know, whomever they are working with and those that's the drug dealers and whatnot, you know, it could have been them. I don't know.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't know, but that was a troubling point in my life during that situation.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let me say, do you think the training that y'all was up under really? Because that's what I get from you, Professor Chris. That y'all training is what really saved you during those times. That was the real vetting process. So was all your men trained up in the arts to go into the projects like that? Did y'all have a game plan, or y'all just went in there just wrecking folks? I mean, what was the game? I mean, I need something. Give me something.
Well, let me say, listen, it's not. We don't go in wrecking anybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, the beauty is that we don't go in there just to protect those in the building, because we know the ones that are outside, the ones that are doing it is also our people.
Come on, right.
We love our people.
Come on, Cap.
We've been taught to love our people.
Right.
So what they found and they had to experience is that they ran into the love until they tried to push past the love and got, you know, a little something else.
Felt the pain. Mm-hmm.
You know, so no, we didn't do a lot of wrecking. We had a few situations, and then we regulated. And once you regulate it, and they know, oh man, these Muslims, and once you know they try to keep their ground, they try to lock it in. But you know, long as you are placing men and whatnot in the position, let me say it like that. Let me say this. In terms of the company itself, I had to go before boards dealing with some of these complex building complexes, and what I found out, and this was something that someone taught me, you know, matter of fact, his name is Warithdeen Mohammed. This is the brother who is the president. He was the president of the Black Filmmakers Foundation. And what he shared with me when I was first starting before the company was being started, when I told him I wanted to start, you know, he said, he took me to 3 different accounting firms, Black accounting firms. And he said, you know, once I had finished all of them, you know, I felt like I wasn't going to make anything. Some of them made me feel like, man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, I guess. You know, but it made me to want to stand up and fight. But I had a headache like no other, because he wanted me to see these 3 different types. One was the top firm in the country with Blacks, and it was a middle level firm, and then it was a low level firm that pretty much said he could do anything we wanted. You know, it's that kind of thing. So what he told me, Brother Warrington, he said to me, he said, listen, let me tell you something. He said, before you go in and meet with any of your those you're going to be meeting with to take a contract, he said, before you go in, already determine what you're not going to accept. He said, be ready to walk out of something. He said, do not try to take everything that anybody has.
Come on now.
He hit me with that. So I started to build from that. And then when I would go into these locations, I started realizing, I said to one group of council in terms of the building, and I said, let me just say this to you. They had other people that went up with them. I said, let me say this to you. You can choose any of the others. No, we're not the lowest. And if you desire the lowest, you can go and get the lowest. I said, but these brothers, these are men who love each other. And I want you to know that it's not really your property that they are going to protect. What they're going to do is protect each other. And they will die for each other. I will die for them. They will die for me. We are brothers. So if we are there with your building, you let me know if there's somebody else is willing to die for each other in servicing you. So you can choose who you like. This is what we charge, and this is what it is.
Come on. Right.
That's good teaching.
I'm telling you, every time they chose us.
That flips everything. Come on now. Come on.
That's good.
That's a reality. See, we go into the building, and see, we going into the building as Muslims, and you don't treat the men like they're other than Muslims. You treat them like you love them. So we never, back in those days, we weren't paying less than $15 an hour.
Yes, sir.
Then that's where we started the men.
Come on now.
While others were charging all kind of ridiculous, what you know. So no. We love the brotherhood, and we will die for the brotherhood, and we work for the brotherhood. Brothers would say, "I'm working," you know. I work for you. I said, no, we work for each other.
Come on.
You know, and that's it. So.
You will close it out, brother. You know, I do have a question before we close out about the national training. I'm looking here, and I'm assuming this is new. The mental health struggle for balance. Yeah, you want to discuss? You want to talk about that piece, brother?
Well, let me. You know, I'm being sensitive. I want you to know that Minister Nuri is going to be very much involved in managing and speaking on that. Who lost his daughter?
Yes, sir.
To that very thing. So what better person can share with you something that is necessary when it comes to having to deal with, you know, a mental illness, you know, depression. So it's going to be an outstanding event.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have so much as it relates to providing you. You're not going to be able to even, you know, capture it all. But I tell you what, if you come, you're going to be filled.
Okay. Like we lost him. Brother Calvin, you want to go ahead and continue?
Yeah.
Okay. He's back. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on another phone now.
I told you ready.
Stay been overheating and all of that. You know, I don't even know what's going on.
Come on,
they don't want me to talk about this.
Go, keep going, Cap. Keep going. Come on.
Yes, sir. So we you wouldn't have anybody better. We have brother Dimitri.
Yes, sir.
Student Minister Dimitri. He's going to be on.
Yes, sir.
Brother
Rashad.
Brother Ilya Rashad.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be on. Come on now.
Come on now.
We're talking about in the same event, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Major.
Yes, sir.
Each one of them can handle their own event in and by itself. But we're going to have them sharing. Now, I don't want everybody to sleep even. You know, we got all of that. We got masters from all around the world. I just was talking to one master from Freeport, Bahamas, who's talking about bringing up a number of masters out of that region of Bermuda and so forth. So that's happening. But we have an event now. Listen, this banquet / concert / award ceremony. The only thing we're not gonna have there is anybody slapping somebody, you know. You know, if somebody came up to slap somebody, it's gonna go down.
It's on.
It's gonna go down. You already know that. You know, maybe we'll do it anyway just to get some more martial arts. But listen, we got artists that's within our nation, man. That's gonna be sharing. We got R&B. It's gonna be beautiful. So it's going to be like a Grammy styled event, and we're just laying it out. So and a banquet, of course, and you're going to be eating as well. So all of that's happening in this event as well, man. I don't know what else to say to help you out.
Yes, sir.
But go ahead and register. Go and hit the website and register. That's it.
Come on, www. That's THEVSKJIUJITSU.com. That's www.THEV as in victory, S as in savior, K as in king, VSK Jiu-Jitsu, JIUJITSU.com. Come on, let's get it done.
I can't let you go without asking, is this the first time that you've had entertainers on the bill to perform?
Like this, it is the first time like this. We've had, we've had it, but we've not done it nowhere near this. Nowhere near this.
Y'all heard it. Register. Go to the website and register, y'all.
Yeah. Well, inshallah, we'll be there, brother Cap. We'll be there.
Yes,
so we want to announce to our brothers. Look, we have the mental health, struggle for balance, defending Farrakhan, lessons from the bees, the principles of nation building, survival, living through a disaster, renewing your body by growing your own food, healthy weight loss according to God's plan, conflict resolution, planning for your family, life insurance, wills, etc., protecting yourself and your home, securing our houses of worship security. So definitely we have a full weekend plan, So we want to thank our brothers for putting together a wonderful program, that shows love for the brotherhood and the sisterhood.
Right.
And so we thank you, brothers, for being consistent. We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for all that you do for our nation and for our children who are coming up, and for our sisters, protecting our women and our girls. So may Allah continue to bless all of you in this struggle that we all are in. So thank you.
Well, this is the part of the show where everybody get a chance to make a final comment. Anything you want, brother Calvin, let's start with you, brother. Final comment.
Well, yes, sir. I'll just leave something that I learned in one of the earlier national trainings from a presenter that Grandmaster had there, Sejo Steve Muhammad. And he had mentioned in that training, he said, in a crisis situation, you can only fall back on what you have trained for. If you have not trained for anything, you have nothing to fall back on.
Come on, that's good. That's a great statement.
Awesome. That's our big
you need to put that on the t-shirt, bro.
We need to counter that, man. Put that on the t-shirt.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Yes, sir.
I'd like to just carry that one on because it's right up, in the way we need to be. It is absolutely foolish and a fool who will not try to train to protect his life or his family or whatever. A fool who do not deserve what Allah gave you, your life.
Come on.
Wow.
Praise Allah. Man, I got another question.
That's all too,
I know, brother, but the minister has guided us so sweetly, and everything has been so peaceful for us. Have we fell asleep, brother Captain? It has been so peaceful for us, following the minister, and it's like, have we fell asleep?
Well, I'll say this, in times of peace is when you prepare for war.
Teach.
So this is the time, but know that war is on the horizon.
Right.
Listen, y'all.
Come on, Captain.
Yes, sir.
So if you wait any longer to train yourself and prepare yourself physically, spiritually, and mentally, you'll be finding yourself in the midst of the war, desiring, you'll be saying what others have said, I'd rather have and not need than the need and not have.
Yes, sir.
You see, so I'm just grateful to you all for being soldiers in the army of the Lord.
Come on, man.
Doing what you do, sharing stories of others so that they can share it with the community. I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you in your commitment to do this. And I have to thank my brother, Christopher Muhammad, Professor Christopher, for always being there. Hey, that's my brother.
Yes, sir.
On the real. And I really, really thank you for not being my brother because you are from our father and mother is the same, but being my brother in the work that we have done all these years. So thank you, Chris, for being that kind of brother. And Calvin, Brother Calvin, he's a student of mine, but I always bring him into these arenas because not because he's a student of mine, because he's a student of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And it is a blessing to have him associated with me. I don't say or profess to be the best. In fact, I know I'm not. I love people. And I thank Allah for making me that way, and my mother making me that way. That helps me to. She's just made it so easy for me to be in love with somebody else, and then they fall in love with me, and we just love each other all the way through.
That's right. Come on, right.
That's Big Cal right there. Hendon's he's smart as hell, y'all. I'm telling you. But anyway, I just thank you all for having us on the show.
Yeah, me too.
Final words, brother DJ Rockwell. Final words,
brother. There's nothing else to say but see y'all in Milwaukee.
Yes,
that's it. That's it from me too, brotherhood, man. May Allah continue to bless y'all, brothers, to be successful. May Allah keep you safe, and keep you strong, brother. May Allah bless and keep all you all, brother.
Let me get my final words, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, again, I enjoyed the show. I didn't think I was gonna get this from the show. Y'all dropped a lot of jewels, brother Chris. I know you're a peaceful brother, man, but I swear you look like you ain't the one, man. Like you look like you very dangerous brother to play with, brother.
That's right.
Allahu Akbar, brother. Allahu Akbar.
Yes, sir. I mean, I just love what I love what you're doing, brother Cap. I mean, with the training. I have not been the one. I'm going this year.
All right.
I'm gonna be there this year. I don't know what to expect, brother. I ain't in shape like you, but I'm gonna go.
Hey, listen, you all should come and do your show from there.
That's right. Come on now. Come on.
Come on now. That's right. A special edition.
Special edition, brother Jackie.
They should be here. Yeah, that's right. No, that's right. That's right. Come on now.
Wow.
Yes, but with your permission, brother, we will, brother. Yeah. I mean, if you give us that invite, I don't see a problem with taking that.
Come on,
praise Allah.
Brother Kevin, man, I thank you for serving the way you serve, brother. You're a humble brother. You will not speak before brother Chris, Professor Chris, nor the Cap. You were very respectful, brother. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. You don't look like that, brother. I'd be worried about, but you might be the most. I mean, quiet brothers.
That's right.
Dangerous ones sometimes,
Don't sleep on them.
Can't sleep on them.
No, not. So really appreciate the spirit of the show. Oh man, the spirit of the show is great, and I can't wait. We're gonna loop this show a couple of times. So thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you.
And I can't wait till the next time we can have you on. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum. Sir, thank you.
Brother Jack,
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yes, sir. Like, yeah, it is.